We are at a critical juncture in the history of medical research.
To think what continued research could do is inspiring.
This is beyond amazing. Lives depend on it.
This whole thing is about coming here and being a part of something that is bigger than yourself.
300 organizations represent tens of millions of people.
And together we're going to make history. We all have a cause, we all have a purpose, and we all have a passion. And I think coming together, no matter what you're dealing with in life, I think is fulfilling a dream for all of us.
Keep looking up here in the lens.
And that one is strong, but put a whole bunch of candles out there, they will light the way to success. And that's what I think that this whole thing is about, at least it is for me. I've had 8 brain surgeries to live with hydrocephalus. There's no cure right now, and unfortunately it's going to stay that way unless we get the NIH to get that funding so that we can get the support that we need to find a cure.
This is beyond amazing. One voice. It's going to take all hands on deck. That's what this looks like. This is all hands on deck.
It is the shared responsibility that leads to success. And this is what will ultimately keep us moving forward.
I have had the fortune of witnessing those magical stories where research saved lives.
I think it's really impactful to get the congressmen and the senators to listen to why we want to increase the levels of NIH funding.
I currently get an infusion twice a week. I'm in on a Friday and a Saturday. I sit in there for 3 or 4 hours.
I have hydrocephalus. It's an accumulation of fluid in your brain. I've had 20 brain surgeries so far. I'm 36.
I have a ventricle septal defect. Basically, I have a hole in my heart. Ever since I was 6 weeks old, I have been waiting for medical science to catch up.
I benefit from cancer research. I live today because a researcher was working 2 years ago, and so I'm here to help get the NIH funded appropriately.
I am a breast cancer survivor. My mom is a breast cancer survivor. My aunt is a breast cancer survivor. My mother-in-law passed from breast cancer in 1995, and my sister has precancerous cells. And I'm here because research is important to me.
I can't control my dad's Alzheimer's disease, but I can do everything in my power to help find a cure for others, bring awareness about the effects of this disease, and then hope that one day we will have a world with no Alzheimer's.
None of this happens without really solid basic science. Science that goes after an understanding of life, maybe without a clear answer to what it's going to lead to. But that has been the nature of our success story over these many decades, and it must be strongly supported.
I think this is a cause that transcends party. There isn't a single one of us who can't point to some life experience, personal or through someone in our family, when there was a diagnosis that scared the living hell out of you. And you said to that doctor, is there anything you can do? Has there been any medicine, any surgical procedure we can turn to? And you pray to God the answer is yes. And the more people that weigh in on this subject, the more likely that we're going to get this job done.
We want to maintain America's position as a preeminent research place to be.
The last place that you want to cut is something that's going to save lives.
Barbara Bundy.
Hi. Nice to meet you. They said you'd be joining. I'm glad you could.
We want to make policymakers aware of the importance of NIH, the great work that's going on, and to get them to put NIH as a national priority.
We have just been through a very hard time in this country, but I believe that we need to keep our expectations high.
We got to go around and share our stories, and they really listened, and I think that's important. And each one of them said, we're not going to walk away from this. We hear you, we hear your stories, and we believe in you, and we want to help you make a difference.
I think people are beginning to listen. They're understanding that their future is being challenged because of the lack of funding, and they're seeing a generation being lost. And so I believe Congress is starting to get it.
Saving lives, encouraging the economy to grow, reducing our health care costs. Who could be opposed to those outcomes?